Shalom, this is Will Spires with the Midbar Ministries. I'd like to take a little time today, wherever this may find you, whether it be your morning commute or quiet time with the Lord, or perhaps on a lunch break, or even at the end of a long day. Simply, I wanted to take some time to share with you the Torah reading. Sometimes life is busy, and we have to slow ourselves down and dig into the Word. And so this is an opportunity to share with you the Torah, the Haftarah, and the Brit Chadasha readings with you each week. I pray that's a blessing to you. This week's Torah portion is Vayishlach, and He sent. We'll begin in the book of Genesis chapter 32, verse 4, through chapter 36, verse 43. For the Haftarah, we'll turn to Obadiah verses 11 through 21, and then we'll turn to the book of Hosea chapter 11, verse 7 through chapter 12, verse 12, and then we will conclude our reading with the Brit Chadasha in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 26, verses 36 through 46. Let's begin. He also commanded them, saying, Thus you shall say to my lord Esau, Thus says your servant, Yaakov, I have sojourned with Laban and stayed until now. I have oxen and donkeys and flocks and male and female servants, and I have sent to tell you, my lord, that I may find favor in your sight. The messengers returned to Yaakov, saying, We came to your brother Esau, and furthermore he is coming to meet you, and 400 men are with him. Then Yaakov was greatly afraid and distressed, and he divided the people who were with him, and the flocks and the herds and the camels into two companies. For he said, If Esau comes to the one company and attacks it, then the company which is left will escape. Yaakov said, O God of my father Abraham, and God of my father Yitzhak, O Lord, who said to me, Return to your country and to your relatives, and I will prosper you. I am unworthy of all the loving kindness and of all the faithfulness which you have shown to your servant. For with my staff only I have crossed this Jordan, and now I have become two companies. Deliver me, I pray, from the hand of my brother, from the hand of Esau. For I fear him, and he will come and attack me, and the mothers with the children. For you said, I will surely prosper you and make your descendants as the sand of the sea, which is too great to be numbered. So he spent the night there. Then he selected from what he had with him a present for his brother Esau, 200 female goats and 20 male goats, 200 ewes and 20 rams, 30 milking camels and their colts, 40 cows and 10 bulls, 20 female donkeys and 10 male donkeys. He delivered them into the hand of his servants, every drove by itself, and said to his servants, Pass on before me, and put a space between droves. He commanded the one in front, saying, When my brother Esau meets you and asks you, saying, To whom do you belong, and where are you going, and to whom do these animals in front of you belong? Then you shall say, These belong to your servant Yaakov. It is a present sent to my lord Esau, and behold, he is behind us. Then he commanded also the second and the third, and all those who followed the drove, saying, After this manner you shall speak to Esau when you find him. And you shall say, Behold, your servant Yaakov also is behind us. For he said, I will appease him with the present that goes before me. Then afterward I will see his face. Perhaps he will accept me. So the present passed on before him, while he himself spent that night in the camp. Now he arose that same night, and took his 2 wives, and his 2 maids, and his 11 children, and crossed the ford of the Yabbok. He took them and sent them across the stream, and he sent across whatever he had. Yaakov wrestles. Then Yaakov was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. When he saw that he had not prevailed against him, he touched the socket of his thigh. So the socket of Yaakov's thigh was dislocated while he wrestled with him. Then he said, Let me go, for the dawn is breaking. But he said, I will not let you go unless you bless me. So he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Yaakov." He said, "Your name shall no longer be Yaakov, but Yisrael, for you have striven with God and with men and have prevailed." Then Yaakov asked him and said, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And he blessed him there. So Yaakov named the place Peniel, for he said, "I have seen God face to face, yet my life has been preserved." Now the sun rose upon him just as he crossed over Penuel, and he was limping on his thigh. Therefore to this day the sons of Israel do not eat the sinew of the hip which is on the socket of the thigh, because he touched the socket of Yaakov's thigh and the sinew of the hip. Chapter 33. Yaakov meets Esau. Then Yaakov lifted his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was coming, and 400 men with him. So he divided the children among Leah and Rivkah and the two maids. He put the maids and their children in front, and Leah and her children next, and Rivkah and Yosef last. But he himself passed on ahead of them and bowed down to the ground 7 times, until he came near to his brother. Then Esau ran to meet him, and embraced him, and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. He lifted his eyes and saw the women and the children, and said, "Who are these with you?" So he said, "The children whom God has graciously given your servant." Then the maids came near with their children, and they bowed down. Leah likewise came near with her children, and they bowed down, and afterward Joseph came near with Rivkah, and they bowed down. And he said, "What do you mean by all this company which I have met?" And he said, "To find favor in the sight of my Lord." But Esau said, "I have plenty, my brother. Let what you have be your own." Yaakov said, "No, please, if now I have found favor in your sight, then take my present from my hand. For I see your face as one sees the face of God, and you have received me favorably. Please, take my gift which has been brought to you, because God has dealt graciously with me, and because I have plenty." Thus he urged him, and he took it. Then Esau said, "Let us take our journey and go, and I will go before you." But he said to him, "My Lord knows that the children are frail, and that the flocks and herds which are nursing are a care to me. And if they are driven hard one day, all the flocks will die. Please, let my Lord pass on before his servant, and I will proceed at my leisure according to the pace of the cattle that are before me, and according to the pace of the children, until I come to my Lord at Seir." Esau said, "Please, let me leave with you some of the people who are with me." But he said, "What need is there? Let me find favor in the sight of my Lord." So Esau returned that day on his way to Seir. Yaakov journeyed to Sukkot, and built for himself a house, and made booths for his livestock. Therefore the place is named Sukkot. Yaakov settles in Shechem. Now Yaakov came safely to the city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, when he came from Padan Aram and camped before the city. He bought the piece of land where he had pitched his tent from the hand of the sons of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. Then he erected there an altar and called it El Elohei Yisrael. The treachery of Yaakov's sons. Chapter 34. Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had borne to Yaakov, went out to visit the daughters of the land. When Shechem the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he took her and lay with her by force. He was deeply attracted to Dinah, the daughter of Yaakov, and he loved the girl and spoke tenderly to her. So Shechem spoke to his father Hamor, saying, "Get me this young girl for a wife." Now Yaakov heard that he had defiled Dinah his daughter, but his sons were with his livestock in the field, so Yaakov kept silent until they came in. Then Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out to Yaakov to speak with him. Now the sons of Yaakov came in from the field, and when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very angry, because he had done a disgraceful thing in Israel by lying with Yaakov's daughter, for such a thing ought not to be done. But Hamor spoke with them, saying, The soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. Please give her to him in marriage. Intermarry with us, give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. Thus you shall live with us, and the land shall be open before you. Live and trade in it, and acquire property in it. Shechem also said to her father and to her brothers, If I find favor in your sight, then I will give whatever you say to me. Ask me ever so much bridal payment and gift, and I will give according as you say to me. But give me the girl in marriage. But Yaakov's sons answered Shechem and his father Hamor with deceit, because he had defiled Dinah their sister. They said to them, We cannot do this thing to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a disgrace to us. Only on this condition will we consent to you, if you will become like us, and that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters for ourselves, and we will live with you and become one people. But if you will not listen to us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and go. Now their words seemed reasonable to Hamor and Shechem, Hamor's son. The young man did not delay to do the thing, because he was delighted with Yaakov's daughter. Now he was more respected than all the household of his father. So Hamor and his son Shechem came to the gate of their city and spoke to the men of their city, saying, These men are friendly with us. Therefore let them live in the land and trade in it. For behold, the land is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters in marriage and give our daughters to them. Only on this condition will the men consent to us to live with us, to become one people, that every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Will not their livestock and their property and all their animals be ours? Only let us consent to them, and they will live with us. All who went out of the gate of his city listened to Hamor and to his son Shechem, and every male was circumcised, all who went out of the gate of the city. Now it came about on the third day, when they were in pain, that two of Yaakov's sons, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, each took his sword, and came upon the city unawares, and killed every male. They killed Hamor and his son Shechem with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah from Shechem's house, and went forth. Yaakov's sons came upon the slain, and looted the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their flocks, and their herds, and their donkeys, and that which was in the city, and that which was in the field. And they captured and looted all their wealth, and all their little ones, and their wives, even all that was in the houses. Then Yaakov said to Simeon and Levi, You have brought trouble on me by making me odious among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites, and my men being few in number, they will gather together against me and attack me, and I will be destroyed, I and my household. But they said, Should he treat our sister as a harlot? Chapter 35. Yaakov moves to Bethel. Then God said to Yaakov, Arise, go up to Bethel and live there, and make an altar there to God, who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau. So Yaakov said to his household and to all who were with him, Put away the foreign gods which are among you, and purify yourselves, and change your garments. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make an altar there to God, who answered me in the day of my distress, and has been with me wherever I have gone. So they gave to Yaakov all the foreign gods which they had, and the rings which were in their ears, and Yaakov hid them under the oak which was near Shechem. As they journeyed, there was a great terror upon the cities which were around them, and they did not pursue the sons of Yaakov. So Yaakov came to Luz, that is, Bethel, which is in the land of Canaan, he and all the people who were there with him. He built an altar there, and called the place El Bethel, because their God had revealed himself to him when he fled from his brother. Now Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and she was buried below Bethel under the oak. It was named Alon Bakut. Yaakov is named Yisrael. Then God appeared to Yaakov again when he came from Padan Aram, and he blessed him. God said to him, "Your name is Yaakov. You shall no longer be called Yaakov, but Yisrael shall be your name." Thus he called him Yisrael. God also said to him, "I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall come from you, and kings shall come forth from you. The land which I gave to Abraham and to Yitzhak, I will give it to you, and I will give the land to your descendants after you." Then God went up from him in the place where he had spoken with him. Yaakov set up a pillar in the place where he had spoken with him, a pillar of stone, and he poured out a drink offering on it. He also poured oil on it. So Yaakov named the place where God had spoken with him Bethel. Then they journeyed from Bethel, and when they were still some distance to go to Ephrath, Rivkah began to give birth, and she suffered severe labor. When she was in severe labor, the midwife said to her, "Do not fear, for now you have another son." It came about as her soul was departing, for she died, that she named him Ben-Oni, but his father called him Benjamin. So Rivkah died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. Yaakov set up a pillar over her grave, that is the pillar of Rivkah's grave to this day. Then Yisrael journeyed on and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. It came about while Yisrael was dwelling in that land, that Reuben went and lay with Bilhah his father's concubine, and Yisrael heard of it. The sons of Yisrael. Now there were 12 sons of Yaakov, the sons of Leah, Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn, then Simeon and Levi, and Yehudah, and Issachar and Zebulun. The sons of Rivkah, Joseph and Benjamin, and the sons of Bilhah, Rachel's maid, Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's maid, Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Yaakov who were born to him in Padan Aram. Yaakov came to his father Yitzhak at Mamre, at Kiryat Arba, that is Hebron, where Abraham and Yitzhak had sojourned. Now the days of Yitzhak were 180 years. Yitzhak breathed his last, and died, and was gathered to his people, an old man of ripe age, and his sons Esau and Yaakov buried him. Chapter 36. Esau moves. Now these are the records of the generations of Esau, that is Edom. Esau took his wives from the daughters of Canaan, Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, and the granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite, also Basimat, Ishmael's daughter, the sister of Nabaoth. Adah bore Eliphaz to Esau, and Basimat bore Reuel, and Aholibamah bore Yeush, and Yalam, and Korah. These are the sons of Esau, who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Then Esau took his wives and his sons and his daughters, and all his household, and his livestock, and all his cattle, and all his goods which he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and went to another land away from his brother Yaakov, for their property had become too great for them to live together, and the land where they sojourned could not sustain them because of their livestock. So Esau lived in the hill country of Seir. Esau is Edom. Descendants of Esau. These, then, are the records of the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in the hill country of Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, the son of Esau's wife Adah; Reuel, the son of Esau's wife Basimat. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. Timnah was a concubine of Esau's son Eliphaz, and she bore Amalek to Eliphaz. These are the sons of Esau's wife Adah. These are the sons of Reuel: Nehat, and Zerah, Shammah, and Mitzah. These were the sons of Esau's wife Basimat. These were the sons of Esau's wife Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, and the granddaughter of Zibeon. She bore to Esau Yeush, and Yalam, and Korah. These are the chiefs of the sons of Esau. The sons of Eliphaz, the firstborn of Esau, are Chief Teman, Chief Omar, Chief Zepho, chief Kenaz, chief Korah, chief Gatam, chief Amalek. These are the chiefs descended from Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Adah. These are the sons of Reuel, Esau's son. Chief Nehath, chief Zerah, chief Shammah, chief Mizah. These are the chiefs descended from Reuel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Esau's wife Basimat. These are the sons of Esau's wife Aholibamah. Chief Yeush, chief Yalam, chief Korah. These are the chiefs descended from Esau's wife Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah. These are the sons of Esau, that is Edom, and these are their chiefs. These are the sons of Seir the Horite, the inhabitants of the land, Lotan and Shobal, and Zibeon and Anah, and Dishon and Ezer and Dishan. These are the chiefs descended from the Horites, the sons of Seir in the land of Edom. The sons of Lotan were Hori and Hemam, and Lotan's sister was Timnah. These are the sons of Shobal, Alvan and Manahath, and Ebal, Shepho, and Onam. These are the sons of Zibeon, Ayah, and Anah. He is the Anah who found the hot springs in the wilderness when he was pasturing the donkeys of his father Zibeon. These are the children of Anah, Dishan and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah. These are the sons of Dishon, Himdan and Eshban, and Ithran, and Cheran. These are the sons of Ezer, Bilhan and Zaavan, and Achan. These are the sons of Dishan, Uz, and Aran. These are the chiefs descended from the Horites, chief Lotan, chief Shobal, chief Zibeon, chief Anah, chief Dishan, chief Ezer, chief Dishan. These are the chiefs descended from the Horites according to their various chiefs in the land of Seir. Now these are the kings who reigned in the land of Edom before any king reigned over the sons of Israel. Bela the son of Beor reigned in Edom, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. Then Bela died, and Yobab the son of Zerah of Bosra became king in his place. Then Yobab died, and Husham of the land of the Temanites became king in his place. Then Husham died, and Hadad the son of Bedad, who defeated Midian in the field of Moab, became king in his place. And the name of his city was Avit. Then Hadad died, and Samlah of Masrekah became king in his place. Then Samlah died, and Shaul of Rehoboth on the Euphrates River became king in his place. Then Shaul died, and Baal-Hanan the son of Achbor became king in his place. Then Baal-Hanan the son of Achbor died, and Hadar became king in his place. And the name of his city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, daughter of Mezahab. Now these are the names of the chiefs descended from Esau according to their families and their localities, by their names. Chief Timnah, chief Alva, chief Yedret, chief Aholibamah, chief Elah, chief Pinon, chief Kenaz, chief Temon, chief Mibzar, chief Magdiel, chief Iram. These are the chiefs of Edom, that is, Esau the father of the Edomites, according to their habitations in the land of their possession. Let us now turn to the Haftarah reading today. We'll begin in the book of Obadiah, reading verses 11 through 21. Let's begin. On the day that you stood aloof, on the day that strangers carried off his wealth, and foreigners entered his gate and cast lots for Jerusalem, you too were as one of them. Do not gloat over your brother's day, the day of his misfortune, and do not rejoice over the sons of Yehudah in the day of their destruction. Yes, do not boast in the day of their distress. Do not enter the gate of my people in the day of their disaster. Yes, you, do not gloat over their calamity in the day of their disaster, and do not loot their wealth in the day of their disaster. Do not stand at the fork of the road to cut down their fugitives, and do not imprison their survivors in the day of their distress. The day of the Lord and the future. For the day of the Lord draws near on all the nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your dealings will return on your own head, because just as you drank on my holy mountain, all the nations will drink continually. They will drink and swallow and become as if they had never existed. But on Mount Zion there will be those who escape, and it will be holy. And the house of Yaakov will possess their possessions. Then the house of Yaakov will be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. But the house of Esau will be as stubble, and they will set them on fire and consume them, so that there will be no survivor of the house of Esau. For the Lord has spoken. Then those of the Negev will possess the mountain of Esau, and those of the Shephelah the Philistine plain. Also possess the territory of Ephraim and the territory of Samaria. And Benjamin will possess Gilead, and the exiles of this host of the sons of Israel, who are among the Canaanites as far as Zarephath, and the exiles of Jerusalem, who are in Sepharad, will possess the cities of the Negev. The deliverers will ascend Mount Zion to judge the mountain of Esau, and the kingdom will be the Lord's. Let us now turn to the book of Hosea, chapter 11, verse 7 through chapter 12, verse 12. Let's begin. So my people are bent on turning from me. Though they call them to the one on high, none at all exalts him. How can I give you up, O Ephraim? How can I surrender you, O Israel? How can I make you like Admah? How can I treat you like Zeboim? My heart is turned over within me. All my compassions are kindled. I will not execute my fierce anger. I will not destroy Ephraim again. For I am God, and not man, the Holy One in your midst, and I will not come in wrath. They will walk after the Lord. He will roar like a lion, indeed he will roar, and his sons will come trembling from the west. They will come trembling like birds from Egypt, and like doves from the land of Assyria. And I will settle them in their houses, declares the Lord. Ephraim surrounds me with lies, and the house of Israel with deceit. Yehudah is also unruly against God, even against the Holy One who is faithful. Let's now turn to our Brit Chadasha portion today. To conclude, we will read from the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verses 36 through 46. Let's begin. The Garden of Gethsemane. Then Yeshua came with them to a place called Gethsemane, and said to his disciples, "Sit here while I go over there and pray." And he took with him Peter and the two sons of Zebedee, and began to be grieved and distressed. Then he said to them, "My soul is deeply grieved to the point of death. Remain here and keep watch with me." And he went a little beyond them, and fell on his face, and prayed, saying, "My Father, if it is possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." And he came to the disciples, and found them sleeping, and said to Peter, "So you men could not keep watch with me for 1 hour? Keep watching and praying, that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." He went away again a second time, and prayed, saying, "My Father, if this cannot pass away unless I drink it, your will be done." Again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were heavy. And he left them again, and went away and prayed a third time, saying the same thing once more. Then he came to the disciples and said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Behold, the hour is at hand, and the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Get up, let us be going. Behold, the one who betrays me is at hand." Well, a very emotional, intense conclusion to this week's Torah portion reading of Vayishlach. Pray that it is a blessing to you and encourages you in your day-to-day and your evening, wherever this finds you again. I'm so grateful that you took the time to tune in and listen. I also want again to encourage you to look into Ruach Ministries International. Pastor Dr. David Jones has a corresponding teaching with all of these weekly Torah portions. If you select the link there now in the top right corner of the screen, it will take you to Ruach Ministries' YouTube page. You can find the corresponding teaching that goes with Vayishlach, and it will bless you. Also, I'd like to remind you that in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen is my WP logo. Click that. It will subscribe you to my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, select the bell, and that will provide you automatic weekly notifications every time I upload a new audio portion. I pray that this is a blessing to you, and I want to thank you again for joining me. As iron sharpens iron, I appreciate this blessing and opportunity to share it with you. Be encouraged, friends, and until we see each other again next week, Shalom.